Get him, guys! Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Field Facts with Forrest. I'm your host, Forrest Carpenter, and today I want to talk about something that's really, really important to me, and that is taking kids hunting and introducing them to the outdoors. All right, so we're going to talk about some of the main reasons I feel like it's important, not only for our sport, but also for children and really people in general. There's a lot of things that hunting does for us, and a lot of skills and a lot of lessons that we learn while we're hunting that are applicable in everyday life that everybody should really experience at some point. Okay, so aside from the obvious fact that we all love waterfowling, we all love hunting and being outdoors, and it is our duty to pass on that legacy, it's super beneficial for just conservation in general. The more people you get out hunting, the more licenses they buy. That's a ton of money that goes towards conservation and towards the outdoors and maintaining what we've got now and making it better so that future generations have the same thing, if not better, when it comes to outdoor opportunities. One of the biggest things, and let's get right into how it helps individuals and how it's going to help these kids become better people. The first thing, and I think the most important thing, is the responsibility that you get when you begin hunting. When you're handling firearms and bows and dangerous tools, basically it teaches you how to be safe. And it teaches you that you need to be responsible no matter what age you are. Always point your barrel in a safe direction. Always treat a firearm as if it's loaded. All the stuff that you and I take for granted, and just understanding that a gun is and a firearm is just a tool. It takes a lot of the fear of guns away, which, especially in this current political climate, is a big deal. And it also teaches people how to just be responsible from an early age. Okay. The next thing that it does is it teaches kids the value of hard work. Now, I think I'm not the only one that would say that this generation could use a little bit more appreciation for hard work. But let's be real. For all of us who are really passionate about this, heck, I know a lot of guys who are out right now checking what crops are going in what fields, and they're doing a little preseason scouting already. So you add that up with your standard scouting, with hiking out to the field or the lake or river or whatever, carrying decoys, putting them out, picking them up, sitting in the blistering cold and wind or blazing heat in some cases come teal season and early goose here, which can't get here soon enough. It's a lot of work. And it will flat out wear you out. And if it goes well, then you learn the lessons you learn the lesson that your hard work is often rewarded, right? And that's a very valuable lesson. That's pretty hard to beat, and it's so rewarding. Even if you get one greenhead to come through the timber, or one group of geese to kind of fall into the cottonwood river bottoms and come in and set up just right, it's pretty tough to beat. So that's a great reward in itself. The other thing that you get on the flip side of the coin, if things don't go well, you learn how to fail. And that's another thing that, especially in the COVID world where a lot of kids were getting away from sports, they're just not in an environment where they're taught about failure. Failure's just kind of winning, and they don't know how to deal with genuine failure when it comes, in high school or college. And, they're always either handed a participation trophy or they succeed, and you kind of just never deal with it. But that's something that we need to learn to accept and teach our kids to accept, is failure. So I know that my son, when I come and take him out hunting one day, we're going to go out and we're going to have lots of bad days, because it doesn't matter who you are, you have bad days. Lots of days you don't even fire a shot. But you need to, A, learn what you could have done better, and B, figure out what it was that what it is that's going to pick you up, and what you're going to learn from it and take to the next hunt, and what's going to make you better in the future. It's good to learn how to fail like this, and it's also good to go out and have some unsuccessful hunts because it kind of opens your eyes to what else is going on. And I know I'm not the only one who goes out and really loves just being outside, watching the sunrise, interacting with wildlife, be it deer, squirrels, ducks, geese. It doesn't matter what I'm chasing. Heck, I have a great time. Some of my favorite encounters, I've been in the duck blind, had a squirrel come up and hang out on the edge of the blind, and there's just countless things that happen that you would never expect to have happen while you're out hunting, but they do, and it changes your perception of nature, which is good. And that takes me to my next point. Taking kids hunting teaches them about the outdoors in a way that they would never, ever have if it wasn't for that. You'll learn a lot in school about ecosystems and about predators and prey and, how certain animals interact and take care of themselves, or, just basically what's going on in the world. But you don't really know about it until you see it with your own eyes. So the best thing you can do is take kids out. Get them out in the wilderness. Get them out of their suburban house. Get them to walk right through that white picket fence gate and take them out and show them what it's like to go and be in the mountains, or go and see what a river bottom's like, or go, watch birds just come into a roost. Let them listen to thousands of birds at a time. Show them these things that they wouldn't see otherwise, and it'll teach them what reality is, and it'll take it from book knowledge to a real life application, which will make a ton of difference. And also it'll make them more understanding and more passionate about it. I feel like if you can show kids something that's tangible, it means a lot more than just reading about it in a book. So really try and get people out there, and take these kids out and show them some of this stuff. All right. Now, there may not be a lot of opportunity for these kids if you're not the one to take them. Some kids, and in a minute we'll talk about how to find kids to take hunting or people to take hunting, but a lot of them come from families where hunting isn't the norm. Being around guns isn't the norm, and they just may not have been exposed to it, and no one in their family might have been exposed to it. So don't be shy, because you offering to take someone hunting means so much more when they don't have another opportunity. It's something that they're probably not going to have come up, 2-3 times a week, or even once a month. It's something where if you sense someone's interest and you offer to take them hunting, that might be their shot. And on that note, you don't have to have anything super lined up. You don't have to have a real banger. Just take them outside. Show them what it's about. Show them that it's not just about going out and killing a bunch of birds and then taking them home and posting a picture on social media. No, show them the whole process. We get up early. We go get a spot, set the decoys out. Doesn't work. We're going to change this. This is calling. There's so many things that go into it that we take for granted, that most of the public doesn't even know about. So it's a great opportunity to just introduce them to it, because simply they may not have another opportunity if you don't. All right. And the last point that I'm going to talk about that I feel is really important is it teaches people and kids how to appreciate life and how to appreciate food and where it comes from. Okay. So when we make the choice to take a life and harvest an animal, be it a duck, a goose, deer, elk, doesn't matter. That's a very serious decision, and doesn't matter the size of the creature. Life still has a ton of value, and it's something that we need to keep reverent. I'll be the first to say that I try to keep a low profile when it comes to social media. I'm not out there trying to get in a lot of arguments, but the one thing that I cannot stand is disrespecting wildlife and disrespecting the animals that we harvest. All right. So the guys high-fiving birds as their, feet are still kicking, holding them by the bill and their teeth, posing nude with them. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. That's what gets me fired up, and it's what gives us a bad name as outdoorsmen. So start early. Teach these kids that these are special animals, that we respect them, that we appreciate them, And frankly, I think as waterfowlers, we love ducks and geese more than anybody. We know more about them than most people do, and we're super passionate about it all the way around. So show them that that's how we are, and then that will get them to carry that on. It'll make a much better name for us as hunters. And frankly, again, in today's political climate, we need as many pro hunters as we can, and we need as many hunters as we can, because without us, the hunting will stop. It will stop at us. It might go on another generation, too, if we're lucky. But, we have to work hard to make sure that we instill these values and teach our kids this at an early age. Otherwise, it will just disappear and fade out. And watching mallards come through the timber will be a thing of the past. Watching snow geese at sunrise come off of a roost and darken the sky just isn't going to happen for people, because they'll never know about it, and they'll never go out, and they'll never experience it for themselves. So let's not let that happen. Now, briefly, I just want to cover a couple things that you're going to be looking for when it comes to finding kids to take hunting, or people in general. Again, look for interest. If you pull into your driveway and the neighbor or the neighbor's kid come over and they start talking, and you're talking about the HOA changes or whatever, and they see some birds back there, don't be shy. Don't hide it. Talk to them about it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And if you sense interest, that is a perfect opportunity to invite someone hunting. All right? They don't have to have a gun. They can. If they've got their hunter safety, get them a license, take them out. If they don't, say, hey, just come along. Why don't you check it out? And, I'll show you what it's all about. It'll be a beautiful day one way or the other. So let's go. And that's a great way to do things. Another thing, I've met quite a few young people. I don't know if I'll call them kids, but I've met people from, 15 to 20 out on public land all the time. And it's very apparent that they're very new to the sport, but they're already interested, and they've already taken the initiative to go to get their license in hunter safety, and now they just need some direction. This is where we really need to help, because unless you want to see a generation of skybusters and swing shooters coming up, we need to be the ones to teach them some of the etiquette. We need to take them under our wing, say, instead of jumping down someone's throat if they set up too close, like, hey, I understand there's a lot of people. If you've got room in your blind, say, come on over. Let's do this together and talk about things. Tell people and just kind of teach them. Teach them the right way to do things versus the wrong way to do things, and really instill that we don't want the wrong way of doing things to proliferate. So it doesn't take a whole lot. Just invite someone over, lend a helping hand, even if it's just a conversation in the parking lot. Be a nice person. It's a lot easier to be nice and to be happy than it is to be an absolute jerk, and it's better for you, it's better for other people, and it's just better for our reputation. Again, we need more hunters. I know the parking lots are full. I know you see 20 cars out there and it drives you nuts, and you need to drive 3 to 5 hours to get away from it sometimes. But what is more important than you having a whole WMA or state wildlife area all to yourself is our sport. And we need to take care of that, and we need to encourage more hunters to come out here, be them young, old, from 5 to 75. I don't care. Invite someone hunting, take a kid hunting, get them interested in it, get their friends interested in it, because that is what is going to not only, again, take care of our sport, but it's also going to take care of these animals that we work so desperately to try and conserve habitat for, and make sure that we're studying and just keeping a finger on their pulse. So it's a good deal overall. I'm going to get off my soapbox here, but I really appreciate you staying with me and watching this episode of Field Facts with Forrest. If you have any comments, drop them down below. And as always, if you have questions, send them to my email, Forrest, Forrest, at divebombindustries.com. I'll get right back to you. I'd love to answer your questions. And for questions that aren't duplicates, I love getting them on a list so I can put them right on here. I've had quite a few people ask about, ask me to take or talk about taking kids hunting, so I wanted to do this episode. But gosh, I hope you enjoyed it. Click like. If you haven't already, go to the Dive Bomb Industries YouTube channel, subscribe, and turn on the alerts so you don't miss videos. Not only educational videos like this one, but also some really cool vlog videos, stories from other hunts. We got a lot of really great stuff coming as well here in the future, more educational stuff too. So turn on the alerts, and thanks again for watching. We'll catch you next time. Field Facts with Forrest.